Hey. What?
I just realized I'm out of breath too, and it's not because I'm pregnant, but
You're just out of breath.
I'm in a similar situation. I eat too many rolls.
This is going to be a stellar episode that we both can't breathe because I have a baby and you're stuffed with rolls.
Food baby.
That's funny. How was your weekend?
It was great. I went to a chess tournament.
Good. And you did pretty well.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I came in, I guess, second place. And this guy beat everybody. So.
Yeah, he won every game he played.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it, really.
I'm proud of you.
Well, I didn't come in first, so don't be too proud. But there's a shooting competition this weekend, Cinco de Mayo. So.
Well, get first in that one so we have something to brag about for you on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how good I'll do. It's in North Carolina, so I don't remember. I did really well last year in North Carolina, but I was in a different division, so.
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
Good luck. I have a monster story for you today.
Yeah, I think I texted you and asked you about doing a monster. We haven't done one for a long time.
Yeah, you actually asked me before we recorded that banged episode last week, and I didn't. I did something different, but this week, yeah, you asked if I would do a monster tale, and I did not. But that doesn't come out till this summer. But for this week, I wanted to do one. I wanted to get back to my favorite genre, which is cryptid stories.
Oh.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. It's going to be something I'd have to cut out.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say it.
Good job filtering yourself. That's progress.
I get one every episode.
All right.
So the rest of it's just going to be a nightmare.
I'm going to get started, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Pukwudgie, a type of cryptid from the Wampanoag culture, is a creature with human-like characteristics that stands less than 3 feet tall. They can vanish into thin air or appear to resemble a porcupine amongst many other special characteristics. Although they used to be friendly with humans, something happened over time that led Pukwudgies to change their ways. What caused this shift in behavior? This is Country Roads Creeps. That is the best we have done that in a long time. Oh my goodness.
Really in sync.
Yes, we were. Don't start singing a Backstreet Boys song now.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so we're going to start off with...
well, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I told you earlier that I went and listened, because I don't think I've ever listened to Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, really. But
that's why you keep mixing them up.
Yeah, but so I do like the audio engineering thing.
Yeah.
And there's some of the synth plugins that I have like presets that are called 2000s pop, and it's that sound that had the the synth stab that's like that.
Yeah.
That both of those have, and the Britney Spears from is it Toxic? That's like da na na na.
Yes.
And it's got that also, and they're all called various things from that era of pop music, and it's very odd to go and hear just those sounds by themselves.
Yeah, in isolation.
It's I don't know ever what I would use any of these sounds for, except for that thing, because nobody uses them anymore. Funny. It's a very specific time period of 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
That those particular synths got used, and not before then and not after then. Everybody just gave up on it.
That's funny.
So.
All right. Back to the story.
Pukwudgies.
So we'll start with what they are. Like I said in the intro, they're cryptids from the Wampanoag culture. They're mostly found in the forests and swamps of eastern North America. So largely in the New England region, kind of stretches over towards Indiana.
Okay.
So, from the drawings and like the depictions I've seen of them, they remind me of trolls. Did you kind of think that with the picture I sent you?
No.
What did you think when you saw it?
So in World of Warcraft, there's a little monster enemy that's like a little short little guy. That's like, it's kind of got like a frog face with like spikes on their back. And I forget but it sort of, the shape of it looks like that, but with like a orc face.
Yeah.
But you said troll, and I was like, it looks nothing like a troll. I'm thinking of those like little dolls with the hair.
Oh.
I was like, it looks nothing like that.
More
what
like
are you talking
troll
about?
that lives under a bridge.
Yeah.
That kind of troll.
And eats billy goats.
Yeah. So the thing with this is obviously there's not any pictures of them. Like, there's not photographs.
You don't say.
But also there's not really like a collection of drawings of them or anything.
Yeah.
It's just drawings people have made more recently based on the descriptions they've read about these guys. So it's just different versions of how people have imagined them. So I kind of think they look like a little troll.
So there's more photos of like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster than there are of Pukwudgies.
Yeah. Yeah. So to just describe them for you a little bit, they have human-like features, but their fingers, ears, and noses are long, like longer than humans would be.
Okay.
Even though they're similarly shaped. They have gray skin that glows sometimes, so that's pretty cool. They could be glow in the dark.
Gray skin?
Yeah.
That glows?
It doesn't always glow.
Sometimes,
yep. They are less than 3 feet tall.
Okay.
They can vanish into thin air. I wish I could do that. My life would be so much easier if I could teleport and just poof to wherever I wanted to be. That would save me so much time.
Right.
If I could ever pick a superpower, that's what it would be, teleportation.
Teleportation?
Imagine, that would be so convenient, wouldn't it? You could just like, I'm just going to pop over to the grocery store really quick and grab what I want, and then I'll pop back home. Let me just teleport to work and not have to drive there. I have a really short commute, but let me teleport over to this country I want to visit and not have to get on a plane and then just come back home when I'm ready. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I can see your point, yeah.
What superpower would you pick?
Laser beams in my eyes.
To destroy stuff?
Mm-hmm. Break everything.
Fair enough.
But I'm worried that it would be something like you wouldn't be able to control it. Like you would get up in the morning and there would be like laser beam holes through your ceiling.
Yeah.
Or like if you are in an argument with somebody and suddenly they have 2 laser beams through their head and then you're in jail and then you could just easily cut your way out.
With your laser beam eyes.
Yeah, but if you had teleportation, then you could teleport to a place that you're not supposed to be and get arrested for trespassing and then just teleport out of jail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would pick Elastic, like that guy from that movie, Mr. Fantastic. And
you said Elastic, I thought of The Incredibles, the mom, Elastigirl.
Yeah.
You want to be stretchy?
I also pick the mom from Incredibles.
That's not what I meant.
Different category, never mind.
Okay. Let's get back to the story. It's going to get weird. All right, as I said, they can vanish into thin air. They can also create fire without any tools. And
yeah, I can do that.
Without any tools?
Yeah.
How?
Lighter.
That's a tool.
Nah.
It literally is, but okay.
Technology.
That's a tool. They can transform into an animal that resembles a porcupine. So not like a full-on transformation. They still keep their face in like the front of their body, but they get the porcupine quills down their back. So it's kind of like a half transformation.
So they just grow quills.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they're already the size of a porcupine.
Yeah, they're little.
I thought the porcupines would be more dangerous as a kid than they are now.
Yeah, you definitely grow up thinking you're going to get shot with the quills at some point in your life.
And it just never has happened. The same thing with like quicksand. You really expect there to be quicksand out there, and there's not.
I was terrified of quicksand, and hot lava was a phobia. I was so scared lava was going to come get me and get my stuff.
I thought that there would be a time when I would have to like swing on a vine, and I would be a snake.
Oh yeah.
I definitely thought I
was a little worried about tornadoes.
I was worried about gators. There's no gators in West Virginia, so don't have to worry about that. There's going to be somebody in the comments like, actually, there's a gator as a pet in some guy's house in Bluefield.
Oh,
and it's like,
I just remembered when we were in high school, that kid brought an alligator in his backpack. Do you remember that? There was the pet store up the road that sold the weird exotic animals, and that dude got an alligator and brought it to school in his backpack. Do you remember? That just came back to me. He pulled it out in class. There was a little baby alligator.
Yeah, I don't think I was.
Oh, that was horrible. I was like, "What? Please
my sister,
return that."
Now that I say it, had her when she was in college. Her ex-boyfriend and her had a pet alligator, little baby alligator.
What did they do with it?
Put it in the sewer. So there's a big.
No, they did
I'm
not.
joking.
Oh my gosh, no, they didn't.
Yeah, but she probably hasn't thought about that in years, and now she's going to listen and be like, "Oh my gosh, I remember."
Ask her what they did with it, because I want to know the end of that story.
She's going to be like, "Yeah, we put it in the sewer. It's a big sewer monster now." So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely sharks. Yeah.
We're going to come back on track. The pukwudgies also carry poison arrows. So they have a little diverse, what would you call that, collection of things that at their disposal.
They don't have bows though, so they do.
So they
just have to like toss the arrows.
All right, so you scared me so badly just now doing that.
I just remembered this.
I think I had a heart attack a little bit.
There's monkeys in the Amazon that have learned from the tribes there how to spearfish.
That's really cool. Good for the monkeys.
And they throw spears and catch fish and eat them.
Good. They're evolving.
Yeah. So they, somebody said, it seems like not at all a very good equivalency, but they said that like those apes are now kind of in the Stone Age, and it's like, not really. I don't think they can really do a very good job of making their own spears. I think they just find them, but they know how to use it and hit fish, so.
Okay. We have gone 1,000 different directions so far.
Yeah, get back to the porcupine people.
All right. So that's what they look like. That's what they have. Let's talk about their behavior. They really like to be left alone. They don't want to be bothered or messed with.
At me.
Yeah. So if people do bother them or like disrespect them by like not really taking them seriously or taunting them or whatever, they turn into tricksters. And that can be, something as simple as sneaking up on a human and taking something of theirs.
Got your nose, and they actually just cut it off.
But now they can get actually violent if they're bothered enough and cause harm. So they can lure people to fall off of cliffs, like they'll beckon them into the woods and lead them over the cliff's edge. There's also stories of them throwing sand in people's eyes to blind them and then hurt them. They can attack people by stabbing them or shooting their poison arrows, and they will kidnap your children.
Okay.
So
two things come to mind.
Okay.
From King of the Hill, where I think it's who's the conspiracy guy on King of the Hill?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I can't remember his name now. It's been forever since I've seen it, but he has pocket sand.
Oh, that's funny.
Pocket sand. And the other thing is the Dwight Schrute kidnapping your children thing.
Yeah.
Where he's saying like his family's nursery rhymes, and it's like, learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. And that's the song.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
So the pukwudgies are going to come at Hannah's classroom, Pukwudgies are going to come if you don't follow the rules.
And they're going to eat us and kidnap us.
Yeah, and shoot poison arrows.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so they have this violent behavior if they're bothered, but it was not always that way. So here's a little history lesson about the Pukwudgies.
Okay, we love history lessons.
Stories of these dudes date back like 9,000 years. So there's a lot of story to them. Because it's from, Native American culture.
Yeah.
They've been here a while. So the Wampanoag people and the Pukwudgies used to have a really good relationship with each other. The Pukwudgies would go out of their way to help humans and assist them with their tasks and bring them things they needed. And they were loved by the humans because they were so kind and helpful. So they were buddies.
Right.
However, things shifted when the humans started to give more attention to a giant. He was named, I saw two different ways you could pronounce this, Maushop or Malshop. It's spelled Maushop. Malshop, maybe. So the giant, Malshop, his wife was named Granny Squannet, and she is seen as a small woodland creature or a small sea creature. So you have a giant and a small creature, and they're married.
What? I thought that we were just going to do porcupine little elves.
No, this is the history of the Pukwudgies.
Yeah, but I thought, I didn't think it could get weird as it already was.
It's not weird. It's a legend.
I know. I'm just saying.
Be respectful.
I'm taunting the Pukwudgies, but
they're going to throw sand in your eyes.
I know, but I'm saying I thought it was going to be stories about what they do, and now we've got a giant married to a very tiny sea creature.
Yeah,
and
that's cute.
And named who's a grandma somehow. So just so I'm on the same page.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That tracks. Okay, so Granny Squannet, she was a powerful sorcerer, and healers would seek advice and guidance from her. Okay. And it was said that arguments between her and Maushop are what caused storms to happen, according to the legend. So the reason that Maushop started getting so much attention from the humans was because he created the natural geography of the land that was important to the Wampanoag people. So he was kind of seen as their hero. He's said to have created Cape Cod. So you are being so disrespectful.
What?
This is, I'm telling you a story.
I know. I thought of Cape Cod. I was like, yeah, all these buildings. Made by the guy.
The sentence before that when I said the natural geography.
Yeah.
The land.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I get it.
You're getting on my nerves.
The memes where people take pictures of a big dam and they're like, no way a beaver built this. Oh. It's like a big concrete wall.
That's cute. All right, so anyway, needless to say, the Pukwudgies got jealous of this, and they started kind of messing with the humans a little bit because they were upset. Okay. So the humans go to Granny Squannet to ask for advice, and she told them to capture and round up all the Pukwudgies that they could. So they did that. They trapped them in the woods, captured them, rounded them up, brought them to Granny Squannet and Maushop, and Maushop exiled them to different places he literally picked them up and threw them to different parts of the country. Okay. So that's how they got exiled. And then Maushop dipped out to go on vacation. He's like, all right, I did a good job here.
To Cape Cod?
No, farther away. I don't know where. Okay. But he was gone for a while. And everybody thought that they had spread the Pukwudgies far enough away that they wouldn't be an issue anymore, that they wouldn't be able to come back and retaliate. But they were wrong. So the Pukwudgies do come back. They get violent against the humans. And instead of returning from his vacation, Maushop sends his 5 sons to deal with the problem. Okay. But it doesn't go very well. And the Pukwudgies got revenge by killing the 5 sons. And some stories say that they even killed Maushop himself. But that differs a little bit depending on what part of the Wampanoag people you are in. The legend varies a little. So from then on, the Pukwudgies did not want to help the humans anymore, obviously. And that's why the relationship crumbled. Okay. So basically, if you see a Pukwudgie in the woods, just turn and go the other way. You'll probably be fine if you just leave them alone. and don't try to bother them or annoy them or taunt them or investigate them. Just give them space.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to say anything before I tell you about some Pukwudgie encounters that people have had?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So he threw them.
And launched them.
And they came back. Does this have anything to do with, like, the Hawaiian Manahuni?
Probably not. I mean, that's really far away from where this was happening.
You said he threw them a far way.
Not that far. Like,
okay, it's far enough, but not far enough to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay, somewhere in the middle. Okay.
Still around, like, northern part of America, southern part of Canada.
Okay.
Northeastern America, southeastern Canada, maybe the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
So they didn't make it to, like, England?
No. They didn't cross an ocean.
Right.
Okay, good?
I guess.
Okay. What's your problem?
I don't know. You said he launched them way far away, and I was like, man, all over the world. And you're like, like a state. Like,
I mean, how far can you throw a Pukwudgie, Shane?
well, considering that they're not real, 0 feet.
You don't know that.
But
You don't know that they're not real.
I bet if we find a Pukwudgie, I could throw it. What's the technique? Like baseball, or like if you're
I'm picturing like a javelin.
Okay. How much do they weigh? They're under 3 feet, right?
Yeah.
About. I could probably launch one like 20 feet at least, but being conservative.
Not a chance.
But 100% I could. And I could throw you 20 feet.
No, you could not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
No, you couldn't.
And you're talking about a giant. I'm not a giant.
Yeah, but still.
And I'm definitely not married to a underwater sea creature who's a grandma. Shout out my ex.
You're so weird. You're so weird. All right, these encounters, I got these stories from a blog called Slightly Odd Fitchburg.
I was worried you were about to say Reddit.
No, so if anybody wants to check that out, just go to slightly.oddfitchburg.com. It's got a bunch of stories on there. All right, so the first one happened in either 1993 or 1994. And this was a woman named Joan was walking her dog Sid on a Saturday morning. Her dog got scared and like kind of skittish and went off their usual path. So she's just following him, letting him go where he wants to go. And then he stops and lays down flat and is just staring ahead. So Joan looked up and saw a strange troll-like creature that was 2 feet high with pale gray skin and hair on his arms and the top of his head. And she also says its eyes were a deep green color, it had large lips, and it had an elongated, almost canine-like nose. So they just stared at each other. Joan and this creature, or Pukwudgie, they're just staring at each other until her dog kind of like snaps out of it and he pulls her away and she leaves with him. And Joan claims that she has seen the same Pukwudgie 3 more times staring at her through her bedroom window from outside her house. And they'll just look at each other for a little bit and then he'll leave. Yep, that is really creepy. I don't like that.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so the second one, this story was written about in the Boston Globe, that magazine thing. And it's a first-hand account of a man named Bill Russo, that this one happened in 1995. So it's kind of similar to the first one. He was also walking his dog, and I thought it was funny that his dog was named Samantha, because it's just like such a human name for a dog, which is fine, but it just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, Samantha! So he's walking her, and she starts shaking. But this story happened at night, and Bill says that Samantha was rattling like an old Chevy.
Okay.
So he looks around, and he began to hear a soft chant and then a high-pitched wail. And once he was able to hear the chant well enough to understand what was being said, he realized that the chant was, we want you, come here." and that was being repeated. So finally, he's looking around and he sees a creature kind of lit up under the streetlight. He said it was 3 to 4 feet tall, so that would be a little taller than what the pukwudgie is supposed to be. But if it was 3 feet, I mean, that still fits. He said it was pot-bellied, had big eyes, was covered in hair, and was unclothed. So he left very quickly with his dog, and unlike Joan, he didn't see anything like that again. It was just a one-time encounter. Yeah. But they both made the right choice by leaving, I think. They turned and left.
Right.
Yes.
Did you find any stories about people who like taunt them and get the quills?
No, I didn't. Because I guess they probably wouldn't be around to tell it if they get the poison arrows.
Well, I mean, it's the 90s, right? So we've got probably cure it.
Maybe. All right, now I got a third story from that blog. This one happened in 1997, and this was a paranormal investigator named Tim. He was out in a forest, like doing some paranormal investigating, when a ball of light suddenly appeared in front of him. And that's interesting because that hasn't really been mentioned in these other stories or notes about pukwudgies, but he followed it, which is so dumb. Why are you following the ball of light through the woods? Why are you doing that? Don't do that. Don't follow the ball of light.
You do whatever you like.
So he follows it. Silly. And he ended up in a thick part of the forest away from the trail. So when he turned around to go back, he turned and he saw a 2-foot-tall man-like creature making its way towards him. But Tim dipped out. He ran away. Ran so fast. Then a few years later, he was in a parking lot near the same forest and saw that same pukwudgie at the tree line staring at him. And he said his car engine revved up by itself and his radio turned the volume up. Now, there's not really an explanation for that, but I do think it's interesting just because that suggests some power the pukwudgie might have that wasn't really mentioned in all this other stuff that I found.
What song was the radio playing?
He didn't say.
Oh.
Probably something by NSYNC.
Tell me. Oh, wait. Never mind.
Wait, no, 90s would have been too early for that, wouldn't it?
I think they were late 90s, right? Started in like 98 or 99. I was about... Now that you say
1995.
90s. Yep. I was about to say, was it something embarrassing like Selena Gomez's 2013 hit "Come and Get It"?
Oh my gosh,
I love that song. Funny. I think it's 2013.
I heard "Sucker" by the Jonas Brothers came on the radio this morning. I can't believe that song is 5 years old. That's wild.
At work, we've got a playlist that, not really like a playlist, they use like a service that you pick like genre style of music.
Yeah.
And it's usually what it lands on eventually is like, I guess like pop country or something. Because it's all like the most popular country songs and folk songs and stuff. Sometimes we'll try to get like a change of vibe and do like modern pop hits or something, but it always, like, eventually you'll start hearing like a Nicki Minaj song and they don't have it censored, and so like there's customers coming in and it's like,
oh no,
like really vulgar like Ice Spice lyrics, so we got to change it really quick.
Yeah.
But I heard Toby Keith Should Have Been a Cowboy today, and
yeah, you've been singing that since you got here.
It's in my head. Should have been a cowboy.
And that's the only part you've sang the whole time.
Should have learned to rope and ride. Where my 6-shooter?
Good.
Riding my pony on a
clipping the mic. Quit screaming.
Should have been a cowboy. Thank you. Toby Keith passed away a while back. Very sad.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like a huge story. Toby Keith died.
Oh,
like
I missed that.
Pretty recent, like
yeah,
a month or two-ish ago. So all you heard on the radio was like the Statue of Liberty started shaking her feet. That song. So Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Can we get back onto Pukwudgies? You
Yeah.
keep getting off topic so bad.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Talking about Toby Keith and what kind of music do you think Pukwudgie like?
I don't know.
I think they probably like flute music or something.
Yeah, probably. All right, so that's pretty much it for like the story of the Pukwudgie, but I found a couple places that they've been put into media or other places in our culture that I wanted to tell you about.
Okay.
So there is a CW show called Legacies, which is a spinoff from the Vampire Diaries. I haven't seen it myself, but apparently that show has a character with Pukwudgie powers.
Okay.
And like an actual Pukwudgie cryptid itself as a character.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be something worth watching.
Neat.
Also, so did you ever read or watch Harry Potter? I know you didn't read it. Did you ever watch it?
Oh, whoa, the attacks.
Okay, for context, right before this podcast, Shane was talking to me about how he doesn't like to read. That wasn't just me being mean.
Not only do I not like to read, I literally cannot focus on one task enough to finish a page of a book.
Yeah, your ADHD will not let you.
Like, I can't handle it.
Yeah, that wasn't me just like out of the blue being mean. That we were on that topic earlier.
Like when I ask you stuff like, how many dollars was that in modern days on a podcast episode? It's like, these are things, if you look at my research, you would think like, man, this guy, I've got 20 tabs open, all different questions that I ask Google about like totally random things. How many dollars is 1 million in 1960? How blue can you make a sweater? How many Toby Keith songs does it take to win the war in Iraq? Like all kinds of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
It turns out it's only one.
Sheesh.
Statue of Liberty started shaking her foot. Anyway, but yeah, I don't read.
But did you ever watch Harry Potter?
Yeah, I watched the one with the snake. I watched the one with where they go to the maze. I watched the one where they play the chess.
So the answer is yes.
I've seen some of them. I don't really remember them.
That's okay. I just need to know if you knew about the story.
Yeah.
All right, so in Harry Potter, the wizard school they go to is Hogwarts, and it's divided into 4 houses, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the series, they also talk about there's a wizard school, which would be in North America, called Ilvermorny, that's also divided into houses. Okay. And one of the houses at that wizard school is called Pukwudgie.
Man, that's a deep reference.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Just interesting.
Yeah. What are the other houses? Do you know?
Of that one or of Hogwarts?
I know Hogwarts, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff.
Yes.
And I know about Moaning Myrtle. And I know about Hagrid. And I know about Dobby the Elf. So test me on any Harry Potter knowledge. I got it up here, right here.
I had to look up the houses for that other one. So there's Horned Serpent, Wampus.
Hey, a Wampus. That's one. A Wampus cat. Remember?
Thunderbird and Pukwudgie. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all named after stuff. So, neat. I took one of those quizzes about Harry Potter, which house you would be.
Yeah.
I'm a Ravenclaw.
Nice.
So.
But you don't read. Isn't that Ravenclaw's thing that they're like bookish and scholarly?
Whatever. It's an internet quiz. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. Someone might correct me. It's been a long time since I've read Harry Potter, but...
Yeah, it's been a long time since I read Harry Potter, too.
Yeah, since you watched the movies, you mean?
Read the title of the movie, so.
I loved the books. It's just been a really long time since I've read them, so I don't remember everything that well. What? Share with the class.
I just thought of something that I think's really funny. Do you remember the guy who had that big YouTube channel called FPS Russia?
No.
You don't?
No.
Long time ago. It's this guy named Kyle. A long time ago, in the early-ish days of YouTube, he had a channel called FPS Russia, and he put on this like fake Russian accent and pretended to be a Russian guy, and he shot like all these different guns.
Yeah, that's not a YouTube channel I would have watched.
Blew up all these videos went super viral. Like can almost guarantee you either you've seen clips or I've sent you clips that people have posted recently. But it's been a long time since he's done anything with that channel, because years ago he was charged with a felony for like possession of weed and guns at the same time or whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he does a podcast with some other like old famous YouTuber. And whenever he came back from jail, they were asking him like jail stories, and he had this friend in jail who was like a Mexican gangster or something, and his name was Snow. And so he said that all he would do when he was in jail was read for like the 60 or 90 days that he was in. And so Snow would come over. He's like, "Hey man, those are some big books. You're reading thick books. Well, you must be really smart." And he's like, "Man, it's Harry Potter." And he's like, "Can I read it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so Snow, the Mexican gangster who's been there his entire adult life, is like, "Man, this Harry Potter kid gets into some mischief."
Oh my goodness.
It's like,
he does.
How have you never heard of Harry Potter?
Yeah.
They have the books in jail, so you read like all 7 or 8 books or whatever that there are of Harry Potter. So
that's funny.
But that reference just popped into my head. Yeah. And it's like, it cracks me up.
Yeah, that was good.
This Harry Potter kid gets into some mischief.
Nice. All right, so one more thing for media as far as like that goes. As of today, April 30th, 2024, there's a film in pre-production called The Ledge, Curse of the Pukwudgie.
Way to date the podcast.
I think people know when it is. We made a post about it. People know what day and year it is.
So it's called The Curse of the Pukwudgie.
It's called The Ledge, Curse of the Pukwudgie.
Yep.
So look for that to come out, I guess.
And so it's leading them off of cliffs and stuff.
Good prediction. Probably.
So are you being sarcastic right now?
No, that was sincere.
It's hard to tell. If I said the same thing to you, it would have been sarcastic.
No, that was sincere. I meant that. That was a good prediction.
Yeah.
Inference. Okay, also, Mounds State Park in Indiana hosts a Pukwudgie-themed nighttime nature hike. So if you live in Indiana, check into that. And then one more thing I thought that was kind of funny I found was in 2017 for an April Fool's Day prank, NewBedfordGuide.com wrote about how there were so many sightings in the Freetown State Forest near Freetown, Massachusetts, that the police would be installing a Pukwudgie crossing sign during what would be like the creature's mating season as an April Fool's Day joke. So that's kind of funny.
Why would they put a Pukwudgie crossing sign here in such a high traffic area where they could be in danger of being hit?
Oh my gosh.
Remember that call on the radio?
I don't know. That feels vaguely familiar.
It's like a lady.
Someone was calling about a deer crossing sign.
Yeah. Lady calls in about deer crossing. It's like, why would they put a deer crossing here? They need to move it out of such a high traffic area. And they're like, ma'am.
That's like the alligator don't swim here thing you sent me, or crocodiles. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, crocodiles don't swim here. It's like,
oh, perfect. There's no crocodiles. Let me get in.
Yeah. So
you've severely misread the sign.
And that's what it says, though. I mean,
yeah, misunderstood the sign.
Like, they could have made it more clear, like, dangerous crocodiles, do not swim in these waters because you'll be eaten by dangerous crocodiles, exclamation point.
Yeah.
And then 2 more exclamation points. Really drive the point home. So if a Pukwudgie is like 9,000 years old, you said.
That's when the stories of them date back that far.
Yeah.
Not that every Pukwudgie is 9,000 years old.
I'm saying that they've existed since 9,000 years ago.
At least.
Why are all the stories from the 90s? And
those are just the ones I found
number
on that
2.
blog.
Nope, those are the only 3 sightings in existence.
Ever.
And number 2, what do you think it is?
I was just telling the story. That's the legend of the Pukwudgie.
Oh.
I think it's a little sad that they were so helpful to the humans for so long, and then they just started getting ignored and like pushed to the side when that giant came along and made Cape Cod. I feel bad for them. But also, like, don't kidnap children.
I'm gonna let it slide because you're pregnant and everything's sad nowadays.
Yeah.
But you know that it's fake and you don't have to be sad about them, right?
You don't know that it's fake.
Oh my gosh.
You weren't there.
It's really sad that they got thrown all the way across the country.
You weren't there.
They didn't even deserve it, really.
I
upsetting.
cried Saturday morning.
Okay.
Because I put in a Chick-fil-A breakfast order, like a mobile order, well in advance of when breakfast should be quit being served. I go to pick it up, and they were completely sold out of every breakfast item, and I couldn't get it, and that made me cry.
Did you cry in the drive-thru or after?
No, I pulled away and cried. No, I wasn't like sobbing, but I got like tears, enough tears that I had to wipe them off my face.
Yeah.
So that's been wild.
So we're not going to do the segment on what we think our personal theories are.
I mean, go for it if you have something else to say, but like, don't be rude about it, because this is like part of a culture here.
Well,
it'll be like someone telling you that the things that you believe are just not fake and made up. You don't have to believe it, but be respectful about it is what I'm saying.
No. I'm saying if there's 3 feet tall trolls that look like porcupines.
Yeah.
Is it possible that like 9,000 years ago there was just an extra large breed of porcupines?
I mean, sure.
Like there were those really big anteaters?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's weird stuff in the woods all the time, still today. So, I mean, they could just be like a little thing that lives in the woods and not necessarily...
Well, I'm saying like
a giant, but yeah.
An extinct, like an extinct breed of like some kind of porcupine hedgehog creature.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
That's what people saw. And so they called them a thing. And then later on they were extinct. And then they started having stories about like all these little guys and then they came up with this whole big legend about them.
Yeah. I mean, that's how a lot of legend and folktales start. They
could have been completely, totally real and shot people with arrows.
Yeah.
Where do they get the poison from? Frogs?
Maybe. But no, like you're onto something there. I mean, that's how we get a lot of our folktales and our fables. They were to explain stories designed to explain something that was not understood. So, yeah, could be.
Speaking of giants, are we ever going to do an episode on the Nephilim?
You should do that.
From the Bible?
Yeah, you should.
That means I'm going to have to read.
Yeah, you are. A lot. How do you do your research for these episodes? Videos?
I watch a lot of videos.
Yeah.
But that's mostly how I get, like, I guess, like, ideas. I'll watch, like, somebody did, like, a 30-second Instagram reel.
Yeah, and that's how you get your topic.
I'll be like, that's cool. And then I'll go looking into it, and it's like, this sucks. And then I'll pick something else. And so, but for research, I have to read articles, and that sucks. I can't stand reading. It's hard. It's not hard to read the words. It's just hard to focus.
Hard for you to stay on the task.
Yeah. So I can't do it. And too many of the articles disagree with each other. That's like a big problem we've run into doing the podcast is like sources don't always tend to agree with each other. And so then you don't want to say the wrong thing where it's like, I read this article that says this, and then people are going to be like, that's not how it happened because I read this other thing that said something else. So, which is like, honestly, like literally all information is like, it seems like especially so nowadays. Like every time you learn something, you're like, man, that's crazy. And then you click like another link and it's like, this thing that you just read is totally false.
Yeah,
it's
every
like,
time. Every time you find something. It's like, well, just kidding. Don't believe that.
It's like whenever, like for years, they said the moon landing was real.
Shane, stop. Stop. All right. Episode over. Wrap it up. We're not doing that.
Yeah. That's like a long-running joke for the podcast is the moon. I saw a cute video about the moon doing the tides the other day.
Oh, was it like a little animated thing?
Did I send it to you?
If you did, I didn't watch it. Doesn't sound familiar.
End of a friendship.
Sorry, buddy.
The moon was talking to the beach, and the beach was like, hey, I'm really cold. And he was like, well, I'll cover you up a little bit. And covered. But then pulled the water over the beach. And then the other beach said, hey, I'm cold. And I was really cozy. And he was like, well, then I'll go back to you. And then kept going back and forth. And then he said, hey, well, hang on. What if I built you a sandcastle? And the beach was like, I don't even know what that is. And the moon made a sandcastle. And he was like, hey, that's pretty neat. But I'm still cold. And he's like, but if I pull the water back over, then your sandcastle's going to go away. And he was like, well, that's fine. So pulled it and then told the other beach to make sandcastles. And then all the other beaches around the world said that we need sandcastles and the blanket of the ocean. And so then the moon made the earth spin way, way around and made the tides go. And that's how the moon invented the tides and sandcastles.
That's really cute.
Except the moon, like the way that they teach it in school, at least the way I remember hearing it in school, which is, to be fair, 50-50 because I didn't really pay attention that much or read the textbooks, but always made it seem like the moon goes around and around and it makes the tides. But that's not true. The moon pulls some on the earth, and the earth spins fast and fast, and it's kind of squished. And so then the moon, as the earth spins, the water keeps getting pulled in one spot, and so the earth spins into the tides. It's not the moon going around that makes the tides. That's why there's more than 2 in a day, I guess.
I don't know.
Science lessons with Shane. So, I like science. Science was my favorite subject in school. Aside from lunchtime, am I right?
Okay, I'm out of breath and my back hurts. We gotta end it.
Thanks for listening.
Don't say it like Eeyore.
Nobody makes it this far.
Do it. Do a good one.
Thanks for listening. This has been Country Roads Creeps. Be safe, drunk home, watch out for the not deer.
Bye.
Bye.